Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to CineFix. It is time for another round table. This week, a semi-familiar face. I sort of see you around. Jon Tomlinson, one of the producers here at Mashable. This is your roundtable debut, I believe.
It is my roundtable debut. I gotta tell you,
really?
So happy to be here.
I just got tired of you saying all those super interesting things off camera, and I'm like, I need that juice, Jon.
Yeah, well, I hope I didn't use it up.
Me either.
Are you out of funny and interesting?
Oh, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Running a little low.
Real quick.
Okay.
Also, returning, of course, Josh Dickey, Mashable Entertainment Editor. Thanks for being here, Josh.
Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
Today's my day.
Yep. Big winner today.
All right.
Yeah.
To make it about me, it's my
Sure.
debut.
That's nice. I'm feeling a whole lot of love.
It's a great day.
Okay.
And of course, I'm Clint, and this is T, and there's nothing special about that at all.
No, not at all.
Beg to differ.
I noticed that the topic fits the title. CineFix.
Yeah.
So today, truly, you will be very self-realized.
Yes.
If only that were part of the thought process in coming up with this name.
No.
It's just with serendipity.
We were thinking more drugs, like CineFix.
Yeah.
Get yours.
I see.
Yeah.
But anyway, today we're talking about a movie that you could fix by changing one thing. What would that be and why? Like, what's the movie? What are you going to change? And I'm not talking about like, oh, I would fix Indiana Jones by going back and making them not make Crystal Skull. Is there a movie that you otherwise love, but there's a bad ending that almost ruins it?
Yeah.
Or is there a movie, a character that you really love in the movies, except they make one stupid choice that you just can't get behind and it ruins your experience?
If we
You're
are kind of going
really
over,
wanting to get in here.
No. If
So I'm going to let you go right now.
over like the rules and stuff like that, can we just start calling it CineFix? Which ones would you CineFix, guys? Can we get that in the nomenclature like early on?
But only because this is your
That's a
first
good
time.
point. Okay.
I feel like I can fix any movie by taking 20 minutes out of it. There, I said it.
That's
One
fair.
of the most controversial stances I've ever taken as a film writer, which was that movies were too long, all of them, across the board. Comedies and kids' movies should be 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Adult dramas and epics should be 2 hours.
Have you
not
been
a
reading my
minute
diary?
More.
I have been saying for years, it's slightly different. All movies should be 90 minutes or less.
Yeah.
That is it.
Although, to be fair, that's not like a creative stance that you're taking. That's like
a
an
grandpa
octogenarian stance.
It's my grandpa stance.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
Which is also
this.
exactly, yeah.
like Don Siegel said, like if you shake a movie, 10 minutes will just fall right out of
Right.
it. Yeah. Like, and there was something that they used to do, there was an experiment, and then T2, which is a favorite of yours, I believe.
It is.
They looked into actually like cutting out like just frames from the beginning and end of every scene, and it's like incredible how much you can lose like out of a movie just by doing that, you know?
Yeah.
But
Although
you can't just take any old frame.
It is ironic
beginning
because a
and
lot of the
scene.
movies I love are well over 90 minutes, including T2 and True Lies.
Big Lebowski's got to be well north of 90 minutes.
Well over.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, though, there are movies that you run into that are really overcut like that. And this is sort of a pet peeve that I have with Christopher Nolan films. I think all of his films are cut so super tight, where you're talking about frames from the beginning and end of the scene. It's like there's not even a breath between Morgan Freeman talking in this scene and Christian Bale talking in the next scene. It's just like there's no frame, there's no spare frames there, and so you can't breathe at all, which you can do that to great effect in like the opening sequence of when they're bank robbing, during the bank robbery, and it's everything's so tense and you can't keep up with anything, and like that's an effect, but you see it happen throughout the movie, and it's just like, come on.
Is that
and it feels.
CineFixing your 1st movie already?
I'll CineFix. Yeah,
Oh.
that'll be my first
what would
CineFix.
you-
I didn't even make.
I feel like you just kind of segued your way right into that.
I didn't even
That's how you
mean
pronounce
to.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, point is, The Dark Knight, I would let breathe just a little bit. And to your point about like shaking 10 minutes out of a movie, I feel like that's what happened. It came in at like 235, and somebody's like, it needs to be 225. And so they didn't lose anything wholesale. They just trimmed, nipped and tucked to the movie's detriment, I think.
There's a lot
It's
to
like
squeeze in
Amadeus.
there.
Too many notes.
Too many notes.
Take out some
Exactly.
notes.
Exactly.
I would like to CineFix a movie that none of you saw, because I saw the box office numbers on this movie. None of you saw it, but I feel like if I could CineFix By the Sea, starring the couple together.
Before you get going, is part of your CineFix, which, by the way, we got to stop that.
Okay.
I can't. It was a good.
I think I'm about to stop now.
If it's stuck, it's stuck, and I'll deal with it later. But is part
Let's
of
fix this right now.
let's CineFix
Get
the
it out of
CineFix.
here if we could.
Is part of your fix for By the Sea like? Is it incorporating some of your own slash fiction or?
No,
Okay.
not at all. It is just the ending. That movie had me totally enraptured for like 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, and it actually was going somewhere. It was saying something.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I wrote after the divorce news. I watched it again. I watched it that night, and in the context of,
As did we all.
yeah, through the filter of you realize that they had just, the real life couple has just gotten married and they are honeymooning on this set. That set was their honeymoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. In Malta, I think is where they filmed it.
Must be nice.
It's really fascinating, and just to watch how their dynamics play out, and you feel like, oh, this is probably really their relationship is probably truly unraveled.
Most of this happened, I
Right.
bet.
Yeah.
Then it comes to the end, and I got to tell you that I don't think I'm going to spoil this for anybody because I don't think
No one's
anybody's
gonna
actually
watch
going to see
Nobody's, yeah.
But it turns out that the trauma and loss that she's dealing with through this whole movie, the very dark monster that's consuming their relationship, the thing they can't get past, is the fact that she can't conceive children. And she literally says, "I'm barren. I'm barren." And
Just like that?
yeah.
Wow.
That's what it was all leading up to, her saying, "I'm barren."
Yeah.
Well,
The woman who has
yeah.
17 children
So,
Yeah.
is going to make a movie about how I'm barren. It could have been literally anything else. They
Yeah.
could have just taken that part out and left it at, she's this crazy manic depressive person. He's living with it. I mean, it's a gorgeous movie. It
so
looks
that
amazing.
would be the fix, to make it more just a portrait of this relationship that's kind of dysfunctional,
Yeah, just
as opposed to giving it a lot of reason or
It
backstory.
doesn't need a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Relationships
MacGuffin.
unravel on their own. And you don't need to. And again, like
Yeah.
lots and lots of people can't conceive children. It's just, we're
Least of
messy
all
humans.
her, though. I mean, she's the one
Right.
person who we know doesn't have an issue
And
with
if
that.
anybody knows that not conceiving children does not mean that you can't have a family, it's the woman
It's
who's adopted.
who's
half of
adopted.
hers.
Yeah.
It's just a very bizarre choice,
Yeah.
and it throws the whole thing into this like. I mean, it was the moment of uproarious laughter in the first screening that I saw at AFI during the premiere. That you realize that you just killed the movie. Like the
Yeah.
movie might have had a chance to actually
Right.
be something good, and it's garbage. I mean, honestly, the cinematography is gorgeous. The sunglasses are gorgeous. Actually,
Yeah.
that movie inspired me to get these
Oh,
bad
wow.
boys.
Always wondered. Never had the courage to ask.
The big hat. You didn't want to know the dark answer.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
But,
I'm gonna
but
save
yeah,
it for a roundtable.
just don't watch that one moment.
Okay, so it's one of those, like, if you can watch this movie and leave 10 minutes before it's over.
Ooh.
What about Batman versus Superman with Martha? The
Oh, that was
Martha
real
thing.
bad.
Oh, that
Although
was bad.
I
Sure, but the
wouldn't.
whole movie, right?
Whole movie.
Yeah.
It does
I
not
if
help.
we're gonna go Superman at all, the original Superman the movie with the flying backwards around
Sure.
the world to literally time travel, and then we're just gonna set that aside.
When you revisit it,
We're not
it's
gonna
like,
talk
oh
about
god,
that
but when
again.
you're a kid, it's like, yes,
Yeah.
this rules.
because like 90% of that movie, it's the whole "you'll believe a man can fly" thing, and it's getting you there, and then all of a sudden it's like screaming to the heavens, and then reversing time, I guess, which is very strange.
Well, if I could segue,
Please do.
Superman Returns was, I think, something that movie actually could have been fixed, I think. That could have been CineFixed, if you ask me. Sorry.
It's okay.
And one of the big things was like the kid. I think maybe if you just like get that kid out of there, so much of it is awesome. Actually, you know what I would do? I would take the returns out of Superman Returns. There was no reason for him to have left.
It was that weird thing where they were trying to put it between Superman 2 and 3,
Which is
in the Richard Donner chronology.
is specifically stupid because at the end of 2, he says, "I'll never leave you again."
Yeah,
Like
I guess
he
guess
loses
he
his
did.
powers in 2 to be a normal person, and then he gets his powers back, and then he's like, back at it. He beats the bad guys, and he's like, he brings back the roof of a building or something into the prison or whatever, and then he's like, "Sorry, I f***ed up."
This
won't
one's
let
on
it happen.
me,
I love
you
that
guys.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's
Superman
like,
says, "Sorry, I."
I won't let it happen again, and then he immediately leaves.
I will say though, that's one of those movies that I didn't like really at all. But like James Marsden was there, and so I'm like, well, I
Sure.
can't hate this movie completely because James Marsden is just so charming. Like the line where
Yeah.
she's like, "How did you get here?" And he goes, "I flew." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Other
what a
boyfriend does
sweetheart."
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T, what are you going to CineFix?
Oh, you just did it. It's back. It's back.
It's interesting because when you first, kind of posed this question, I was like, well, like there's lots of movies where the ending sucks, like John was saying. But then I thought of a movie that's actually one of my favorites of all time, Half-Baked. One of my favorite movies ever. There's just one huge problem with it, and it was a casting decision. Rachel True as Mary Jane. No tea, no shade to Rachel True. Terrible in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, actually, it just comes grinding to a halt every time she's on screen. The movie is otherwise perfect, and I feel like if they had done a better job casting that role, it would have been a flawless pot comedy. But she's just completely wrong for it. There's just no way around it.
There's that one scene where she makes him swear on the ice cream sundae,
Yeah.
and she like slams his hands down.
Yeah.
There's that like weird so she's crazy now? When did that happen?
Yeah.
Which like, would that have been an energy that like more of that sort of bonkers, there's no telling what she's gonna do?
I don't know. I think it was just that the way she plays the role, you don't understand why Thurgood even wants her. There's just nothing like cool or fun or interesting about her. She's just kind of like a really judgmental wet blanket.
Yeah.
And then there's that weird part where they're on the date and all of a sudden she has a really bad Jersey accent on only one word, and it's when she says hot dog.
Hot
She's
dog.
just like, can I get a hot dog? And the entire rest of the movie, she never talks like that, and it is not addressed. And I'm like, what choice was that?
That was jarring just now.
Yeah.
I would like a CineFix movie with a casting choice
Please do.
with Jupiter Ascending, which I thought was a really interesting movie. A really great idea for our place in the universe. Wonderful visuals. I like Mila Kunis a lot. I think she's really funny and one of the more interesting women comedic actresses working right now, and she's great in comedies. She was so wrong for that
The
role.
worst choice for that.
So wrong.
From what I've heard, everything is wrong with that movie, though.
I mean,
I haven't actually seen it, but
3
I've
times,
heard
and
it's
I think
terrible.
No, I think it's quite good.
Really?
Yes, I think it's quite good.
You were literally the
You should-
first
Yeah.
person I have ever heard say that.
Two people right over here.
'Cause you liked it too?
Actually, yeah. Bring it up top, yeah.
Man.
And honestly,
Today's an
like,
interesting day.
Yeah. It's a bit of a surprise to me as well.
It's-
But a friend of mine, I'm gonna shout out my buddy Dom. He's obviously watching.
what's up, Dom?
Hey, buddy, thanks for the recommend. He's like, watch that movie. There's a lot of interesting costuming and sets and like different ideas for sci-fi. That's insane.
a fascinating idea for that holds the movie together.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a
then-
reveal,
but
and
then
it's
you
like,
have-
whoa.
Then you have like the scenes where it's like, oh, we're going to spend about 10 minutes in interstellar DMV for a little
that was
while. And I'm
great.
like, what are we doing
That was
here,
such
though?
a great little segue.
It was.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why
don't think
you...
we're using that word right anymore.
At least we're pronouncing it.
Yeah,
right.
no, it was gorgeous to look at,
Yeah.
and Eddie Redmayne was like literally like,
Bananas.
I'm just gonna do whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then like, because he was only like whispering really quietly or like, "Scream!" So it was
so great.
Is he
Yeah.
doing like James Mason the entire time?
a little bit, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because he had that like mother,
But she
kind of
was,
thing.
she was just all wrong.
That's
you
pretty
needed
good.
something really charismatic who could really go from sort of like this like wallflower nobody to a queen, intergalactic queen, and she just doesn't have she can't range down enough to be the cleaning girl. She's just way too Mila Kunis-y for that. And when it came time for her to be heroic, she's just very lightweight.
Not everybody can do everything, you know?
Right.
I mean,
It just was not a good match.
So what else we got? We got anything else?
Any other? I mean, there's so many movies that have problems, but I don't know how to fix them or cinefix them, as it were. Like The Departed's ending is very problematic for me, and I think I've even talked about this in past roundtables, but I don't know. I mean, aside from obviously getting rid of that final shot of the rat, I don't know like what to do with that.
There's there's a handful of movies in thinking about this that's like, if it weren't for that one last shot.
Yeah.
Like thinking about the Devil's Advocate at the end when like the newspaper reporter or whatever morphs into Al Pacino and he's like, I got him again.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's like
what are we-
boo-doo-boo-doo-boo.
Yeah, and it's like there's these shots and it completely undermines the entire movie.
Big
It's like,
time.
oh, that stuff didn't matter. I'm gonna get him again. And it's
Yeah.
like what you watched literally doesn't matter.
Often that will
Which
also
drives
be
me nuts.
the gratuitous sequel that never happened to set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it happens at the end of the Earthquake movie with she can't think of what it's called. Maybe it's just called Earthquake.
With The Rock?
No, the one that
Not
takes
San
no,
Andreas.
not the recent one. The one that takes place over
Earthquake,
Park
77.
Park La Brea, and it's Tommy Lee Jones.
Volcano.
No, that was Volcano.
Volcano.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
that was Volcano. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
Came out at the same time
there's
Dante's
this,
Peak did.
like the movie ends, and then there's this whole other 45 second sequence where they're getting ready for the
Yeah.
sequel that never came.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's gonna be another volcano.
More volcanoes in this world.
That was the one where they rerouted lava through the LA River.
That's right. Which
By blowing up a building in mid-Wilshire, I think is what they did.
Which
It
is I
was-
hope that when this happens, because it's going to happen at some
hope
point.
people
we
are-
all
I hope
know
people-
the volcano will eventually erupt.
We do know the active volcano beneath Los Angeles will eventually erupt.
I hope that they have taken heed.
Yeah.
Anything else? I know there's a long list of good movies ruined by bad endings that are kind of like The Abyss is one for me that it's going along and it's a great James Cameron action movie, and then it gets super preachy with aliens are like, you guys are just blowing yourselves up, so what the hell? And he's like, yeah, but I love what's her name from Robin Hood, so that's one. Any other
Speaking of Robin
honorable
Hood,
mentions?
Actually, yeah.
Let's talk about
Now that
Robin
you think
Hood.
about it, dude,
Are we
please.
thinking about the one?
Kevin Costner?
We're talking about Prince of Thieves.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
So,
gonna. I think
so
that's a
Kevin
perfect movie.
Costner.
Oh, I was thinking
is-
Russell Crowe, but never
is-
Oh,
mind.
I'm thinking of the Kevin Costner one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Kevin Costner
I'm totally kidding.
Where he
plays
starts-
Robin Hood. He's the only person in the whole movie who doesn't have an
an
English
American
accent.
accent.
Except he does for the beginning, and then he
Does he
loses
kind
it.
of?
He loses
He
it.
kind of
halfway
does,
through.
like when they're in.
Just gives up on
Yeah.
If I
I
had
just
to
it just
guess.
says the speaking of dumb
Yeah.
endings.
Yeah.
Stop the wedding. It's like
You're talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, come
You're talking about the greatest Sean
I know.
Connery has
come
ever
on.
been.
That's
I won't
awesome.
allow this wedding to continue unless I can give away the bride.
That's what I want to have happen when I get
Overrated.
married. By the way, I would like him to survive long enough to
gotta-
interrupt my wedding.
You gotta hurry. You gotta hurry up.
I really do.
and make that happen.
Yeah, I gotta,
'Cause
make,
not
I gotta
only
be friends with him.
Exactly.
Or get a lot of money.
Step one, befriend Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Step two, get married before he dies, which
Yeah.
could be any time now. I'm
And
not
find-
wearing a watch, but
Find someone to love me.
yeah. Aw, that's why we got to get you on camera more, buddy.
That's what we really need to CineFix
We
today.
need we need to get people shipping you down in the comments. All right, everybody, that's what we think. Those are some movies that we would like to fix. Let us know what movies you want to fix down in the comments below. Make sure to click like and subscribe and stick around CineFix for more movie stuff. See you next time. I'm not doing it again.
That was good.
I feel like the it's part like peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what we're showing you.
Yeah.
I can in the middle of something.
real thing.